Hi, this is Rich from HouseBarons.com. Our family renovates houses, and today we're going to show you how you can compost your fall leaves. Yeah, one thing you have to do when you're composting is you need to turn the materials, and that's what Clive is doing right there. You're very helpful, Clive. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering, why do I even want to compost anything? Well, the reason is because, well, first off, it's ecologically very friendly. If you look at these bags, we made another video recently where we showed you how we gathered all these leaves up using a special mower, and it's incredibly fast. And the second thing this mower does is it shreds the leaves finely, which is really great when you're trying to compost. But anyway, at my yard, I probably do 50 to 75 bags of leaves because I've got so many trees. And so I'm just one homeowner. And I look around at my neighborhood and and you see so many people that are just bagging up their leaves and they're throwing them away, and they go into the trash and they end up in the landfill. And I was thinking about how when these are all tied up tight, you've got this plastic barrier. How many years is it going to take for this plastic to degrade? And then in addition to that, all the leaves then have to, decompose. By composting these leaves, none of them will end up in the landfill. The second reason you want to compost your leaves is because it makes amazing organic material for all your garden beds and flower beds. Each of these bins is a different stage of composting, but here is the end stage, and this is the final product. And so when you compost, there's kind of a little indicator. The blacker it ends up being, that means the better the compost. Look at that. And that's about as black as it can get. And so there's so many nutrients in this compost that I feel like we could grow just about anything using it. To do your composting, you're going to need some sort of a bin. And what we found works great. We read somewhere that the ideal amount of material inside a compost bin is 1 cubic yard. So 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, 3 feet deep. And so that's basically the size of a pallet. And so, believe it or not, when we started composting in this bin, the composting materials were filled up to here. And a chemical reaction occurs by this combination of what we're going to tell you to add together, and it's going to basically cook it all down. It's kind of hard to believe because it's just a pile. It looks like a pile of refuse. And the chemical reaction occurs, and it leaves you with this absolutely perfect compost. Okay, so now pallets, you can get them pretty much anywhere, like from construction sites. You could ask them, are they, do they need them or not? But a place that we found that it's pretty easy to get them is at your local Menards. And I've been to several Menards in our area, and they even have a sign there that says free if you want them. So all it takes is literally 4 pallets. And these are all just screwed together. Some bungees holding it together like a gate. And the reason to do that is to, first off, hold your materials in, and secondly, because we have a whole bunch of goats that want to eat all of our materials. So anyway, that keeps the goats out and it keeps the material in. Your compost bin could be anything. We found that these pallets work great, and so you're going to want to have at least 2 compartments when you're composting, because you're going to want to turn your material. So it's great to take it out of one and put it in another, and then you know that everything is gotten turned. All right, so it really depends on how much material that you're wanting to compost as to how many bins you need. So basically you just need 1 more bin than the amount of bins that you're looking to compost in. So in other words, if you're like, oh, I want to have 3 piles going, we'll have 4 bins, so that you can always turn everything and throw it to the next bin. I've seen a lot of people that compost, and I think they make it overly complicated. And the way we do it is as simple as it can be. And there's really only 4 parts to it. You need to have air, you need to have water, nitrogen, and carbon. There are brown materials like leaves and cardboard, and you want that to be, just as a general rule, I know people are going to go, oh, that's not exactly right, but we do a ratio of 75% brown. So like leaves and cardboard, we want to fill our bin with 75% of this material. And so the other 25% is going to be nitrogen. And nitrogen you can just think of as green materials. So this is just basically old kitchen produce. You might find it in the back of your refrigerator that you forgot about. Basically, fruits and vegetables are also going to be mixed in. So when we say green, it really encompasses, your lettuces, but it could also be like carrots, or any kind of fruit or vegetable will work for the nitrogen part of it. And then the other really great one is grass clippings. So as a homeowner, what's kind of great is you can just bag up your grass clippings and just keep them somewhere. And then later when the fall comes, you can also bag up your fall leaves. So what you could do is, let's say you've got 3 bags of fall leaves, throw those in. You've got 1 bag of grass clippings, throw that in. And that's exactly the ratio that you need. And then for the rest of it, the air and the water, all it is you just need to have water mixed in every couple weeks. So like if it's raining anytime during a couple week period, you don't really need to add any water to it. Now, some other great materials you can add to your compost are eggshells and coffee grounds. And you just throw those in. There's no like scientific formula, just add them in, and then you'll be mixing them up so it'll end up throughout your whole batch. One other item you can add in is ash. So if you're cleaning out your fireplace and you've got a big bag of ash, you can just throw that into your compost as well, and it will mix in with everything and your plants will love it. So basically we've got a couple of bins going at this time. This one is just starting out. So we're adding in, these are just our leaves that were shredded, and we're going to add in grass clippings, and this is just some produce. You just throw it in there. We're adding in carrots and eggshells. And these eggshells, you can just kind of crush them up. And there's coffee grounds in there. That's a real good start for this pile. So we mentioned at the beginning, you need nitrogen, carbon, but you also need air and water. And so the easiest way that we found to aerate it is literally just to flip the whole pile. So anything that's on top is going to end up on the bottom. So we're just grabbing it, and that's why you want to have another bin so you have somewhere to throw it. You can see now, as we're getting down to the bottom of the pile, it's already decomposing pretty well, and the chemical reaction is already occurring. This has only been here for a couple of weeks. Okay, so you might be wondering how often you need to turn the pile, and the answer is, depends on how quick you want your compost to develop. So ideally you'd want to flip it once a week, but you could also flip it never. And the chemical reaction is going to occur, but it'll just be a much slower rate. But definitely flip it a couple of times when you're first doing it, so it mixes everything together and you get a nice even distribution of the nutrients. We're going to keep adding to this particular bin until we get it all the way up to here. And once we get it all the way to this 3-foot level, we're going to stop adding material, which will enable the chemical reaction to occur. If we keep messing with it, it's not going to occur. Or if we keep adding to it, it's going to disrupt the chemical reaction. So at some point you just say, okay, that one's good. And then if you still have a ton more materials, that's why you would build more bins, and then you would just start a new pile. Ultimately, this is what we're after. This is the end result. This one's been here all summer, and this compost is so ideal for all of our plants and vegetables. I mean, it's like black gold for a farmer. Okay, so that's basically all there is to composting. It's super easy. All you really have to remember is 75% brown, which is going to be cardboard and fall leaves, and 25% green, which is going to be your kitchen scraps and grass clippings. And if you're a homeowner, all you got to do is bag up your grass clippings, bag up your fall leaves, put them behind your shed or something like that, and then just add them to your compost pile as you need it in a ratio of 3 to 1. And then make sure that it's moist, so every week or two just water it with your hose, or if it's raining out, you don't even have to do that. And then just flip it a couple times, especially at the beginning. And the more you flip it, like if you flip it once a week, it's gonna really help the chemical reaction. So anyway, hope you got something out of this video. If you did, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that really helps out our channel, and Clive and I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because we have a ton of home improvement videos on the way. Thanks so much for viewing, and we'll see you in this next video. Now, this is a bit annoying with Morgan. I like to recycle the bags, and instead of going from the top, he has decided to rip the side. Thanks, Morgan. What was wrong with the top here? There. Now you guys can all get in there.